Hello, welcome back to another episode of North Country Ham. My name is Aaron, KD2RSS. Today's episode, I just want to take you on a quick tour and show you my ham shack, how I've got it currently configured, what equipment I'm using right now, just to share what I'm doing with the hobby. Hopefully you'll enjoy it, maybe give you some ideas for your own ham shack to help you get on the air. My ham shack has taken quite a few changes in the last year and a half since I've been in the hobby. And you'll find the same thing with yourself. As you evolve, doing more in the hobby, pick up more equipment, you'll continually change and move things around just so it best suits what you're trying to do. I just want to share what I've got currently and what I'm doing, and maybe help for the future. So with that, let's stick around and we'll take you on the tour. Alright, quick tour of my ham shack, showing you some of the equipment I'm using right now and how I presently have things configured. This is a bedroom slash office that we had converted downstairs that I'm using as my ham shack. As you look in here, I've got a corner desk all set up with my radio gear and laptop, computer all set up. So, I've got my SWR meters and tuners, power supply, and my radio rigs that I presently have. And along with some different things that I've made and set up. So, let's kind of show you some of the equipment here. So my first radio that I picked up was this BTEC UV5X3. It's a tri-band handheld. Does your 2 meter 70 cm and 220. I picked that up and would just listen in on the radio to some of the local frequencies until I passed my exam and got my first license, my technician, and then I used this to check into some of the local nets and start learning to play radio. From there, I got my TYT. Don't mind the shadow here. It's a little much here. This is my TYT 7800. It's a dual band 70 cm 2 meter mobile that I've had set up as a base station that's connected to my antennas outside. I'll power things on here in a minute. And along with that, which my wife got me for Christmas, along with my MFJ 874 SWR watt meter and my switching power supply. This is Tech Power. Back out here a little bit for you. It's a Tech Power TP30 SWI switching power supply. So I got those for Christmas from my wife. Set it all up, hooked it up to my dual band antenna that I put up on the roof, and got on the air doing that. A little better reception and transmission, and just kept growing from there. So let me power this stuff on here. You can see it powers everything on. And then from there, this past March, right at the end of March, I ordered my Yaesu 991A all band shack in a box. I really love this radio. I'm still learning more on it every day, but it's really it's been fun to play with and use and learn. There is a lot to this radio, and there is always more to do. It has been a very good radio so far. I've been really enjoying it. So, and then from there, here recently, I just picked up my DMR, my Anytone 878 with the Bluetooth capability. So that is still learning that, still trying to figure that out. I do have it all programmed. Got a code plug in it, but I'm not sure on the DMR. I might have some stuff that I need to adjust or change. So we'll go from there. Still learning, still trying to figure it out. So, and from there I've also got some other stuff, my Raspberry Pi 4 that I picked up and put together, case and all, and downloaded a Hamshack program suite into it and have it all loaded up so I could take it as a portable computer for my rigs. And you can hook up to it and do rig control right through this the way I've got it set up. I can get more into some of the software and programming I use in my shack, and where I'd found it, and go from there. For my DMR, I did pick up all the parts and assemble my own Pi-Star, all programmed and ready to use with the DMR. This is a Raspberry Pi 3, along with the MMDVM hat, OLED on it, and put it all together. I bought all the components, case and all, put it all together, and programmed it. And I've been using that with the DMR. So with that, that's just a quick showing on all my equipment. Just on a note, something that you'll learn as you're studying and getting better in the hobby. All of my equipment is bonded together on one ground. I have got a copper pipe. You might see it partially there in the back behind everything. A length of copper pipe that is grounded to the ground for my house, and all my equipment is ground together on the same point, and it's really been successful for me. And something else I have recently also picked up is my MFJ Versatuner. This is the 941E. I'm going to utilize this as one, a manual tuner for my HF antennas. We'll be setting up possibly a dipole or multi-band type dipole in my yard to go along, so I have a couple different HF antennas to switch between, and I'll be using that for control of that. You'll see that I do have some stuff posted on the wall. This is a Excel spreadsheet chart that I came up with showing different bands, and the quick settings for the tuner that I can quickly set my settings to get to that band, and then fine tune as I'm transmitting. I do have, of course, my WAS map, the Worked All States map up from the ARRL. A little poster here where all my local nets and what days of the week and times they happen. And of course, as every ham should have, you have your band chart posted somewhere, so that way you can ensure you're working the proper sections of your band. So with that, I'll take you outside, show you my antennas. This is where I've come out of the house with my coax. I've got 3 different lines run, one for my UHF VHF, one to my HF antenna, and a third one that you can see I have got on a waterproof junction box that's just lead coming out that I'll be able to hook up either an auxiliary antenna or semi-permanent. That way it's not gonna, I can take it down if needed. Right now I'm looking at possibly utilizing a flagpole that I put in that I've got. That's a 25-foot pole that I'm going to put a section of PVC at the top, and then run a dipole off from that. Later on I may move things around to different positions around the house, but this is my VHF UHF antenna that I've got. It is a Jetstream JTB3 300 watt antenna that I use for my 2 meter 70 cm VHF UHF dual bander. And I utilized an old satellite hookup that was on the house when we bought. I got rid of the dish and I bolted in a section of fence post and guided out. It's been up for about a year and a half, and it has been pretty dependable for me. The very top of the antenna is probably about 27 feet up approximately. So And here's my HF. I've got this on a post cemented in. This is the high gain AV680 9-band HF vertical. It covers your 6, 10, 12, 15, 17, 20, 30, 40, and 80. I put this all together right before COVID actually hit, about the same time that I got my 991. So I put this all together over a few days' time, tuned it myself, and mounted it, and it's been working pretty good. It is a little closer to the house than I want right now. That is something that I'll probably be looking to move around as things allow. But that's what I've got for antennas right now. So when I get a dipole or another version of antenna that I want to put up for semi-permanent, I'll probably mount that up and be able to switch that using my VersaTuner. So that's what I've got for antennas right now and how I've got them configured currently. But things, you can tell that up here in northern New York, it has definitely hit fall. And we're losing all of our foliage. And, I've been told by some of the people in the radio club that my backyard, I could definitely easily put up a 160 run in like a loop out here, because I've got, I'm on about almost an acre and a half, but my whole backyard, I'm probably almost 300 feet to the tree line. And good, I'm not sure what the width is. I think it's 120, might be a little wider than that. I'd have to measure it, but pretty good size span out here in the backyard to be able to put some other stuff up. So I may be changing things around some more. So we'll see how that goes and how things progress for me with my when I'm playing radio and what I feel like trying to set up some more of. So, all right. Okay, well, as you can see today, I've shown you the equipment I'm using, what I've got, kind of how I've got things set up. I'm making the space I've got work for me right now. Might be some other materials in here kind of cluttered, as I'm still making it my own. And showed you my antennas, what I got outside. They're working well for me right now. But, there's always room for improvement. So I may be moving things around, getting the vertical a little further away from the house. Perhaps a longer run of coax out to move the flagpole out more toward the closer to the tree line and splitting it that way. We'll see how things go. It just require a little more coax that I got run. A little note on what I've got from my radios out to the antennas. I've got, to the actual connection at the antenna is probably for both of them. I know there's one of the local repeaters away from me. The 2-band dual bander that I've got on the roof, the Jetstream, that is probably 98 to maybe no more than 100 feet of coax from the connection at the antenna to the back of my rig. And for the 9-band HF, it's probably a little less than that. I know it takes approximately about 50 feet a run to get to the wall on the back of the house where it penetrates through, and then another from there. So that's what I've got that I'm working with. So there may have some loss there depending on the coax, but I seem to be getting reasonable signals, and it's working for me so far. So I hope you enjoyed. Please let me know any comments below, or ideas for the future, things you may want to see that I might be able to take you on a journey that I learn along with you. So if you like what's going on here at the channel, please subscribe. Hit the like button on any of the videos I've got posted. I think near future I may show some details on some of the things I've made, like my, what I went through for my power supply box. I know I've got some short vids that are just a photo array of different pictures that I took along the way. I didn't actually videotape anything while I was making it. I wish I had the foresight that I was going to possibly start doing this, and I would have done so. But I'd show you some of the things that I put together and done for myself. I really seem to enjoy building and doing. You know, I did make the 180 meter dipole. Maybe I'll show you a little on that too. So with that, thanks a lot for watching, and I hope to see you again.